is that should the blacks said, hey, that they don't bump any Latino rappers, that they're guests, which this is my only main point I'd want to make though, because the black podcast says that we're guests in hip hop, and sorry my boy, why it does come from like traditional maybe black African drums. Puerto Ricans were there from the get go, and this is an American created thing, and we all get to share in this. They talk about like, oh, you don't see us trying to do Mexican music and all this, but reality is, bro, you do, bro. In hip hop, you seen YG do, and even Hater World brings it up, do the sombrero thing, and you see other black guys, Tyga, do that thing, but they're usually making fun of us. Is that it's still not the same. Mexican music is for Mexicans. Puerto Ricans were there from the get go, and this is an American created thing. Mexican Americans barely bump Mexican music. You feel me? So you can't say that we as Mexican Americans need to only listen to Mexicans. We have more in common with you black people in America probably than we do with Mexicans in Mexico. And a lot of people might not agree with me. But my mom and my dad, he's half Irish. I'm half Irish, half Mexican. My dad grew up poor in Alabama. My mom grew up poor in South Texas or West. I don't even know. My bad. I think it's actually West Texas. El Paso. And they both grew up on, my dad grew up on mayonnaise sandwiches, and my mom grew up on tortillas and mantequilla. And they both had that experience. They have more in common with each other than they do with rich whites and rich Latinos, because they didn't grow up that way. It's how you grew up. So we have the right to hip hop, and we are not a guest in hip hop. Let it be known. Latinos are not a guest in hip hop. Chicanos are not a guest in hip hop. Puerto Ricans are definitely the ones that were there from the beginning. So we are not guests. And even if we were like, say not that much, say that you guys are like the central part of it, or the closer to the roots or something, in an onion or something. Let's say that. We can give you that. For sure that you run the game, that you've got to really take this to a whole nother level. You've been the leaders. We always say if black people like it, then you've made it. Okay, we'll give you all that. But you can't say that we're guests here, because this is America and we're all here together, stuck in this American nightmare. Not American dream, let's be honest. Because if it was an American dream, we would not be arguing like this back and forth, blah, 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 blah. I was just at Chicano Park in San Diego. I'm from up the Bay, and I was down in the South with nothing but love. You feel me? That's the truth, and we got to show more of the truth. That blacks and Mexicans, generally speaking, get along on a day-to-day basis, and we got to make sure that we don't create narratives that are going to hurt our people, because really the viral way, what Blue Devil said was that they go at people, but sometimes not in the right ways, and that's kind of how they go viral. And that I do think that they went a little bit too rough on the Hater World, I have to say. I don't think the Hater World was maliciously trying to say that, you know, blacks are trying to hold Mexicans back. But he's just saying in general, though, that they look down on them, that they kind of like, all right, bro, come on, relax, calm down, bro, you're trying, but, you know. And I think we do feel that, but even Southsiders like Blue Devil, I would say, though, you probably discriminate on Northerners, though. You don't discriminate on blacks, but you discriminate on Northerners. They try to say that the Hater World don't have black guests, and then the Hater World goes off about all the different guests he has. But I want to say that basically everybody is right, and everybody has a right to their own opinion. Most Latino rappers suck. Most of them are too regional. Like they said it. The Black Podcast says it. They're too regional. How are we going to understand what, Mexican gangbanging is about? We can't relate to that. Why would we bump that kind of music? Boom!